What's going on, you guys? Saj Boss here. Today I just got done watching Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. This video right here contains no spoilers whatsoever for the 5th and final Indiana Jones installment. This is a non-spoiler review, and I'm going to go in great detail about this movie. So, if you please like and subscribe and sit back, and you will enjoy, hopefully you guys will enjoy my review. So, let's begin. Okay guys, so going into Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Going into this movie, I was kind of a casual fan of Indiana Jones. If you guys did not know this already, I'm a massive Star Wars fan, and Han Solo is easily one of my favorite Star Wars characters. But, with that being said, Indiana Jones is one of my favorite 80s characters, and I love the 1980s, and I got really excited because it's Indiana Jones, one of the greatest characters ever written, and therefore he should have a great ending. So that's where I got my excited nostalgia, and it really excited me for this film. So that's pretty much going into this film. Okay guys, so this plot of the Dial of Destiny takes place in two different parts of time. The first part is younger Indy, and the second half is just older Indy. The whole plot of Indiana Jones preventing the Nazis or the German army from preventing the Dial of Destiny, trying to protect it before they got it into the wrong hands. So it's pretty much him going on his last adventure, trying to stop the Dial of Destiny from getting into the wrong hands. That's pretty much what I can say without getting into spoilers. Okay guys, so let's talk about the characters briefly. So in this film, you'll meet a series of like 3 different characters, starting with Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones in this movie, guys, was spectacular, guys. Harrison Ford's performance was incredible. Really got the nostalgic feel to me. I got goosebumps from time to time in this movie, just seeing him acting as an older man who's done being a professor. He's kind of be done with his life, kind of wants to retire and be that stubborn guy just laying back in his easy chair, just thinking about, I don't have to find another artifact again. Harrison did a great job of playing this really lazy old man type of version of Indy, but I don't know. It just was a fun guy to watch. Indy was incredible. He still got it of all these years. He still has it in him. So shout out to Harrison Ford for having that in. Yeah, Harrison's performance, guys, was second to none. It was so nostalgic to see him back as Indiana Jones. So surreal seeing him back in action. Another character in this movie is a character in the name of Helena. This character's name is Helena. Helena is pretty much I won't say, can't really give it away what her role in this movie is, but she's also an archaeologist, which I can tell you that without spoiling anything. She's an archaeologist. I don't want to get into her motives because her motives are kind of driven to the artifact itself. For the role, I can't really say anything too much about the character besides she's an archaeologist, just like Indy. And then it also follows the Nazi party during the events of World War II and a little bit after the war. The whole time frame in this movie takes place during the Vietnam War, well, sort of between the Vietnam War and the landing on the moon. So I can give you that without any context. I can give that in context of where this movie is taking shape and form. So yeah. So going to things that I really enjoyed about this movie. So going into things I really enjoyed about this movie. Well, going into this, I was really excited to see Harrison Ford's performance, and coming out of it, I can tell you this is something I really enjoyed was Harrison Ford's acting. He really got it, even though he his age is taking a little bit of toll on him. It is so cool to see him again. So surreal to see Harrison Ford back in action. I was absolutely starstruck as well seeing him perform there. Another thing I really appreciated about this movie was the factor of how we can bring this legacy character to justice after all these years of waiting, and I feel like it just happened to come back. Something else I really enjoyed, guys, is the John Williams score. Something I'm really passionate about is John Williams. He did all of my favorite movies over the years. I gotta say, the Indy score is just one of my favorite theme songs in any movie. Just so nostalgic and just so positive, and just makes me want to go on an adventure myself. Another thing I really enjoyed about this movie are the fight sequences. This movie really captured everything we liked from the original films, and they really brought it back and just focused on what we really enjoyed about each fight sequence, and they made it all into this one almost collage, if you will, of a massive organic fight scene. It just was amazing. There was like a bunch of chase scenes, car chases were amazing, guns firing everywhere, a lot of hand-to-hand combat. Oh my gosh, it is really, if you really enjoy that aspect of Indiana Jones, this film is just for you. If you love the hand-to-hand combat and the action, stuff like Some of the action to me really reminds me a lot of John Wick. If you're familiarized with the John Wick franchise, it's similar like that. Similar, not as John Wick, but it's a little bit like that. Also, guys, I really like all the characters who were introduced in this movie. I thought some of the characters and the roles and motives were just very empowering as well to see how this movie rolls around. Because there's a lot of dicey chops and turns with this film. Okay, guys, so now let's go into things that I didn't like about this movie. There are actually a lot of things I hated about this movie. Another thing before I got to this, though, Harrison Ford's de-aging effect is way better than Mark Hamill. If you remember from the Mandalorian, his face was more round and a little bit more not chubby, like his cheeks are a little bit more puffier compared to what he looks like in Return of the Jedi. That's my favorite movie, so you can see what Mark Hamill looks like here. But they really captured Harrison Ford's likeness in Indiana Jones 5 with his de-aging. I heard they based it off of Star Wars and some of the original Raiders of the Lost Ark footage. So that's really cool. They did a really good job capturing. I really think the animators had a lot of time on their hands to focus on Harrison Ford's likeness compared to the Mandalorian's short budget and time to get the character they needed for the screen. It's weird how Disney kind of did that with Indiana Jones, but compared to Luke Skywalker, on the other hand, they can't really make him look like Luke Skywalker. Weird, right? That's like a mini Star Wars gripe I have. I'm sorry. I know today's video is all about Indiana Jones. I had to get my Star Wars fun facts out there. Okay, so some of my gripes about this movie is the movie is a little bit longer than it should be. I really felt like this movie could have cut a little bit out of the ending. The ending for me personally was very weird, just because there's a lot of time, I don't want to spoil it, but there's a lot of time that we understand what's going on in Indy's life after the events of Kingdom of Crystal Skull. We kind of felt on that short term of learning exactly what happened toward the middle of it, but then what they did at the end was questionable. I was kind of shocked, and I'm like, okay, where this is going from here, and then it just was Looney Tune effect, and it was over. I'm like, okay, it was really weird. If you're a big fan of Back to the Future, you would probably cringe really hard at some of the decisions towards the end. So the ending in general, I did not like. I didn't care for it. The beginning, the first act, second act, and the middle of the third act were some of the highlights of the film, probably the strongest parts of the film until they got to the end. My other gripe is the artifact had no meaning to the Nazi party or to the antagonist characters. They had no meaning compared to all the artifacts in the franchise, like the Holy Grail. They really wanted that for eternal life. The villains did. The Ark of the Covenant was pretty much more geared towards losing. Can't really. They want everything gone with a certain religion. I can't really say in camera because I won't be offensive, but it's a really dark time with Nazi Germany. If you know what it is, you know what it is. Another thing too with Temple of Doom, this dome was given back to the people. The artifacts this movie did not, the Dial of Destiny had no meaning whatsoever to the Nazis or to the party in general. So it's no meaning at all to the characters who were driven by the artifact. Also, guys, some of the pacing of this movie was kind of okay and kind of watered down at times. Some of the pacing was really good, some of it was very slow. A lot of the indie films have that little bit slowness, but the slowness kind of picks up. This one had it, but it kind of drug under the dust a little bit, or under the carpet, if you will. This movie did justice to a lot of really cool things, but not a lot to that. Lastly, guys, my last little gripe about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, I just really wanted a little bit more explanation in the prologue of how Indy started this journey and why he's after this artifact in the first place. I don't know why, other than stopping the Nazis. I don't know why. So there's my gripes. So overall, guys, how do I recommend this movie? Well, this movie is all for the Indiana Jones fans, for the fan of heart. This is for every single Indiana Jones fan who ever watched the films, or grew up watching the films with their family, or their dads, or their parents. whoever you are watching these movies, this movie has something for all the fans and all the ages who love Harrison Ford's acting and chemistry with all the characters. This is a movie for you. If you love adventure, you love action, you love dazzling escapes, this is a great movie for you. As a big Indiana Jones fan of the franchise, if you're a big one of the franchise, this one's like, it's alright. And like, it's not the greatest movie of all time, not the greatest movie of the year. It was okay. It was okay. This movie right here was alright. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. I'd probably wait for Disney Plus to get this movie on Disney Plus, just because it makes way more sense to watch it instead of spending like $15 to watch Indiana Jones for the last time on the screen. This is my first and last time watching Indiana Jones on a screen, which is really sad. I'm hopefully to re-release them in theaters eventually, but I feel kind of sad about that. Other than that, guys, this movie was alright. Not for the faint of heart of anything 80s. It got the nostalgic feel, but nothing more than that. So, if you guys love Indiana Jones, I would probably recommend watching this in Disney Plus. So, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And let me know what you guys think about Dial of Destiny. I really thought it was alright. Not the greatest Indiana Jones movie of all time. So, before I close out, the order I recommend to watch the movies, in my opinion, because my #1 favorite, Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, and then Raiders, and then Dial of Destiny, and then Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys later for more videos like this. See ya!